This is what some Mexicans are calling modern colonialism. The heavy influx of Americans moving to Mexico City to take advantage of lower living costs. Other locals are calling it gentrification, a plague, or even an invasion.
What?
Behind you!
Oh my god!
You're thinking of moving to Mexico City? Wow, one simple recommendation. Don't come. Gentrification is the name of the game.
Critics say the flood of Americans has caused an increase in the cost of basic necessities for locals. Rent has more than doubled for some. This is not to mention that Mexico City residents already spend an average of 60% of their income on housing.
The same people moving are the same ones who complain when immigrants come to America. And of course, natives are upset, as they should be.
Many Americans moving to Mexico City are working remotely and still getting paid in US dollars. Some locals have benefited from increasing tourism, but for many, that doesn't balance out rising costs and inflation. Mexicans are also fed up with Americans ignoring cultural and social norms. And some complain that in certain places, English is more common than Spanish. Local businesses are being forced to shut down and replaced by cafes and Pilates studios.
People who live in Mexico City and people who work in Mexico City, including myself, we want to get a place, but it's really difficult because the prices are so high, and even with a good salary, it's very difficult. You're still bragging about how cheap it is and how it's not even like a quarter of your rent in LA, and it's messed up, right?
All right, Shalom. All right, this is Gamali Allah out of Great Millstone, Atlanta. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim that are pushing out this truth and sincerity. All right, now this is a quick lesson, and I don't quite have a title yet, but hey, this is gentrification, all right? Or as in the beginning of the video, they said modern day colonialism. And, you know, pretty much what you have right now is Americans are going to Mexico City and setting up shop. You know, they're like, hell, you know, the price is cheaper. The price of living is cheaper. Okay, you know, their American money, all right, and they're going to Mexico City, okay, to live it up, okay, to live, you know, like a king, you know, because Mexican money is a lot cheaper, okay, when you compare it with the, you know, Mexican money is worth less when you compare it with the American dollar. All right, so that's how they're able to basically, you know, live great in Mexico City. Okay, using I believe, what do they use? I forgot the Mexican it's called the peso. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. The peso, okay. All right, so that's what it's called. Now, like I said, you know, this is just Esau doing the same thing he always does. All right, he comes in a country or a province, you know, a province, and he will bring his colonialism, bring his capitalism. Okay, that's just typical Edomite behavior. All right, and there's probably, you know, other nations of people that are moving as well, but in general, this, I mean, where do they get it from? Where do they get that from? It's from Esau, all right, the so-called white man. All right, this is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right, so this man, he doesn't keep at home. All right, ever since he left ever since he left northern Russia, okay, this man has been conquering and taking down everything he comes across. Okay, every landmass that he comes across, he might see people there dwelling in peace, you know, but no, that's not enough. You know, they're in peace and harmony. They're, you know, they already have their economy set up. They already have, you know, their system. They already have their system, you know, flowing. Okay, but no, he comes in and he disrupts everything. So yeah, he doesn't keep at home. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell and as his death and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, so he can't be satisfied with where he lives, where he's from. All right, he has to keep conquering and conquering, and just taking over everything. All right, he cannot be satisfied. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And this is an example of him heaping unto him all people. All right, because what happens when you take over? What happens when you take over a particular place? Or I'm sorry, what happens when you come and bring your money, okay, to a particular place? Okay, what happens is your money is worth more. So that means that everyone who was living there, who was native, okay, the natives of that region, okay, their money devalues, okay, and so you coming in with your money, American money, okay, the American dollar, you coming in with that, okay, it's gonna disrupt the whole thing, okay, it's disrupting everything, all right, because they can no longer afford, you know, you're buying everything up. You're buying all the nice places to stay. You're buying up all the like I said, all the real estate. You're buying up everything, and you're putting your markets and your corporations. You're moving your corporations to that region. Yeah, because Americans love Whole Foods. They love their chains. So you're bringing your chains and your things, your different franchises to that region. All right, and it's basically gonna make the natives. It's gonna make them slaves to you. So this is an example of him heaping unto him all people. All right, he makes slaves out of everybody he encounters. All right, not necessarily in today's times. It's not manual hardcore slavery, like he had us, 400 years ago. All right, it's not, chattel slavery, okay, but it's basically wage slaves. You're wage slavery because you're working, a dead end job that will never give you a leg up. Okay, you'll never have an advantage. You'll never have a break. You just got to keep working. And even the man said, he said that even a decent salary is not enough to live there. All right, so they're kicking. They came in and they're kicking all the natives out, all the Mexicans. The tribe of Issachar. Okay, because the Mexicans. If you're new, the Mexicans are the tribe of Issachar of the 12 tribes. All right, so they're kicking Issachar out. Okay, which is just the curses. Okay, these are the curses. Because matter of fact, let's get that. Deuteronomy 28. Okay, let me find it. 28. Let me find it. One second. Let me find it. It's like thou shalt build. Looking for the specific one. Okay, this is good. Deuteronomy 28. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Okay? So the fruit of your land and all thy labors, which thou knowest, shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. So these other nations are eating up all your labors. Okay, they're eating off your labors. Okay, and thou shalt only be oppressed. So you Issacharites, you better wake up. You Issacharites of Mexico City, I hope you take this as a sign from the Heavenly Father, okay, that you got to get your shit together and turn back to the Lord, okay, because and wake up to the fact that the so-called white man is the devil, all right, and stop serving that blasphemous image, okay, Jesus Christos, all right. You know, the so-called white man, all right, Caesar Borgia, that image that you propped up, okay, to be the Messiah, okay, that's a white image, okay, but here it is, you're serving a white image, okay, but the so-called white people are coming, and you see what the so-called white people are doing, okay, they're coming in and taking your whole city, taking over your whole city, man. All right, so you see what they do. All right, but it says, looking for this one where it says, find it. If I can find it. Basically it says, you shall build and not stay in it. Let me find it. Yeah, technically. Okay, here it is. Yep. Deuteronomy 28:30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Yeah, so everything you do, you're not going to benefit off of. But like I said, this is a prime example of that. This is how it starts. This is how you basically become enslaved. It's a process. All right, they come bring their money. They come spend their money in your economy, and it disrupts your whole flow. Okay, it disrupts your whole flow. All right, so now you can't even afford the things, you know, that you once, you know, owned. Okay, because you can't compete with their American money. You can't compete with it. So over time, you're just gonna be stuck, basically on the bottom. Okay, you're gonna be stuck on the bottom, because you're not gonna be able to go get an American job from Mexico. You know, so you're gonna be stuck basically taking a Mexican a job that's based in Mexico, and they're gonna pay you in pesos. They're not gonna pay you in dollars, so you're basically gonna be fighting an uphill battle. It's never gonna be enough. But that goes to show, and you know, it says you shall build an house and shall not dwell therein. So yeah, and you Mexicans, Issacharites, you're known for building. Okay, you build your ass off, man. You come to America and you build everything, but you don't even dwell in those places. Okay, you don't even dwell, you know, you don't even live in those places that you built. You might build a $1 million house, okay, or you know, $500,000 house, however much it may be. Okay, and you don't, you know, you're not, you may build that thing, you know, do a lot of work on that house. You know, you may have built the foundation or whatever, laid the foundation or whatever, but you know, that thing ain't, you know, it's not for you. You don't benefit off of that. Okay, you just get a paycheck. You don't get no piece of that house. You don't get no portion of that house. All right. Where if you had your own land, and your own resources and money, okay, then you'll be able to build that house and you'll be able to keep it. And that's the time. That's That's sovereignty. Okay, when we become sovereign, all right, we're not under the so-called white man. You know, we can have our own land, and as a matter of fact, we're not going to be building our own stuff. We're gonna have them build it up. How about that? All right, we're gonna have these heathens building, man. You know, this is Revelation 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Yeah, so everything that happens to you, it's talking about the so-called white man, everything that you did is going to happen to you. Okay, he that leadeth into captivity. And this is an example. This is a modern day example of you leading someone into captivity. Okay, yeah, you know, they say slavery is not over with, or all right, you know, we don't have you in slavery no more. But this is slavery. You're enslaving these people. You're enslaving these people, you know. It says this is not to mention that Mexico City residents spend an average of 60% of income on their housing. Okay.
Income on housing.
The same people moving are the same ones who complain when
Americans moving to Mexico City are working remotely and still getting paid in US dollars. Some locals have benefited from increasing tourism, but for many, that doesn't balance out rising costs and inflation.
Rising costs and inflation. Okay. All right, rising costs and inflation. That's what it brings, which is the same as enslavement. That's why I said, you Israelites, you better wake up to the fact that this man is your enemy. All right, and flee mentally, come back to the Lord. Flee from this system and come back to the Lord, and the Lord will provide for you. Okay, and you'll be all right. All right, so let me see if there's anything else I want to get. Let's get this. Let's get this. Psalms 49. Houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Okay, so we went into the pride of Esau and how he enlarges his desire. All right, but you know, they make everything theirs. All right, like we just saw in the video, they said that you know, they came and closed up. A lot of their businesses were closing up. So they
People who live in Mexico City and people who work in Mexico City, including myself, we want to get a place, but it's really difficult because salary, how it's not even like a, including
Common in Spanish. Local businesses are being forced to shut down and replaced by cafes and Pilates studios.
local business are being forced to shut down. Okay, going back to this, and they call their lands after their own names. So you shutting down their place, you know, you shutting down their businesses and you calling after your own stuff. Okay? Pretty soon, you know, they're gonna change street names. They're gonna change, you know, different man, they're gonna come in there and set up shop, man. And that's the nature of an Edomite, man. Is to disrupt whatever you have going on. He can't just stay where he is. You know, nah, he's gotta expand. He's gotta expand. We're gonna go to Mexico City. We're gonna go to the different islands. All right, we're gonna go set up here, set up there, put an embassy here, embassy there, and that's it. That's how the game goes. All right, so you know, that was pretty much it. You know, I'm ending off on that. Lord willing, you were edified, and give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Shalom.